What if you were told that everything you believe about yourself shapes your reality? Sounds intriguing, right? And it's not just a mere speculative thought. There exists an empowering principle called the law of assumption, which emphasizes this very concept. This law, in its essence, states that our beliefs, the things we assume to be true about ourselves and the world around us, directly mold our experiences. Our assumptions, whether they are about our abilities, our worth, or our potential, create the lens through which we perceive our lives. They are the building blocks that construct our personal reality. Think of it as a self-fulfilling prophecy. What we believe, we become. What we assume, we attract. So if we choose to assume positive, empowering beliefs about ourselves, imagine the transformative power that could have on our lives. Yes, you have the power to create your reality. So what exactly is this law of assumption, you may ask? Well, let's delve into it. The law of assumption, in its essence, is the belief that your inner thoughts and expectations shape your external reality. It's an idea that has been around for centuries, and it's a cornerstone of many philosophical and spiritual traditions. Now, it's crucial to understand that the law of assumption goes far beyond mere wishful thinking or positive affirmations. It's not about hoping for the best, nor is it about repeating positive phrases, hoping they will somehow manifest. No, the law of assumption is much more profound and transformative than that. Imagine your mind as a painter's canvas. The thoughts and beliefs you hold are the colors you have at your disposal. Now, every day, with every thought and belief, you are painting the reality you live in. The law of assumption is about choosing the colors of your life consciously and deliberately. It's about painting a reality that resonates with your deepest desires and aspirations. But here's the vital part. You must truly believe in the reality you want to create. It's not enough to merely wish for it or think about it casually. You have to believe in it with every fiber of your being. You have to feel it, live it, breathe it. You have to assume it as if it's already your reality. Why is that important? Because your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. So if you genuinely believe in a certain reality, your subconscious mind will accept it as true and will start working towards making it your actual reality. In essence, the law of assumption is about aligning your beliefs, thoughts, and emotions with the reality you want to manifest. It's about living in the end, as if your desired reality is already here. It's about experiencing the joy, the fulfillment, the excitement of your dreams before they even materialize. To put it simply, the law of assumption is about believing in the reality you want so much that it becomes your reality. But how does this work, scientifically speaking? Well, let's delve into some interesting aspects of psychology and neuroscience to understand this better. The law of assumption is fundamentally rooted in the way our brains operate. It's all about neural pathways, those intricate networks that form the superhighway of our thoughts and actions. When we make an assumption, positive or negative, our brain starts forming neural pathways based on that belief. Think of these pathways like trails in the forest. The more we tread on a path, the more established and easily accessible it becomes. Similarly, the more we entertain a certain assumption, the stronger its neural pathway becomes in our brain. Now, these pathways don't just sit idle. They influence how we perceive the world, how we react, and ultimately, what we experience. Our brain, being the powerful organ that it is, starts to interpret our experiences in line with the assumptions we've made. This is because our brain loves consistency and will go to great lengths to maintain it. For instance, if you assume you're a lucky person, your brain will actively look for experiences that validate this belief. You'll notice more instances of good fortune and even perceive neutral events as positive. On the other hand, if you assume you're unlucky, your brain will be on the lookout for misfortunes, amplifying negative experiences while downplaying the positive ones. This phenomenon is heavily influenced by a cognitive bias known as confirmation bias. Our brains are wired to confirm what we already believe. Hence, they focus on experiences that align with our assumptions while ignoring those that don't. In a way, the law of assumption is an extension of the self-fulfilling prophecy concept in psychology. It suggests that our beliefs and assumptions, once deeply ingrained, can influence our behavior in such a way that they make these assumptions come true. So you see, the science behind the law of assumption isn't some mystical concept. It's grounded in the hardwired processes of our brain, in our psychology, and in the very way we perceive and interact with the world. In essence, our brains make our assumptions a reality. Now that we understand the law of assumption, how do we put it into practice? Here's how. The first step is visualization. Picture in your mind the reality you want to manifest. Do you want to be a best-selling author? Visualize your book cover on the New York Times bestsellers list. Maybe you aspire to be a renowned scientist. See yourself in the lab, making groundbreaking discoveries. The key is to imagine it so vividly that it feels real. Next, we have affirmation. This is the act of positively affirming your desired reality. Say it out loud. Write it down. Repeat it to yourself over and over again. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, affirm it by saying, "I am a successful entrepreneur." Make sure your affirmations are in the present tense, as if your desired reality is already here. The third step is genuine belief. This might be the hardest part, but it's also the most critical. You must truly believe in your desired reality. Doubt and disbelief are barriers that can block the law of assumption from working. So cast aside any doubts. Trust in the process. But here's the thing. These steps aren't a one-time deal. You need to practice them consistently. This consistency is what allows the law of assumption to work its magic. Every day, take some time to visualize, affirm, and believe in your desired reality. Make it a part of your daily routine, like brushing your teeth or having your morning coffee. This might seem like a lot to take in, but remember, like anything worthwhile, it takes time and practice. The law of assumption isn't a magic wand that instantly grants all your wishes. It's a tool that, when used correctly and consistently, can help you create the reality you want. So start today. Visualize, affirm, believe, repeat. Be patient and persistent, and soon you'll start to see the fruits of your labor. Remember, the key to applying the law of assumption is consistency and genuine belief. So what happens when we start applying the law of assumption? Well, the impacts are multifold and can be transformative. It begins with personal growth. The law of assumption urges us to believe in our potential and capabilities, to assume that we already are the person we aspire to be. This mindset shift from doubt to certainty can fuel our journey of self-improvement and evolution. It's about embracing the power of yes, I can and yes, I am. Next, we have goal achievement. With the law of assumption in play, our dreams stop being distant, elusive entities. Instead, they become tangible realities that we are living and experiencing in the present. It's like setting your GPS to a destination. You might not be there yet, but in your mind, you're already living it. This mental positioning can catapult us towards our goals with a renewed vigor and determination. And let's not forget about the impact on mental health. The law of assumption fosters positivity and optimism. It encourages us to view challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones to success. It nudges us to swap our "what if I fail" worries with "what when I succeed" anticipation. This shift can significantly alleviate stress and anxiety, promoting mental well-being. The law of assumption also has a ripple effect on our relationships and interactions. When we assume the best about others, we foster an environment of trust and respect. We become more understanding, patient, and empathetic, leading to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. Lastly, it's about empowerment. The law of assumption puts us in the driver's seat of our lives. It allows us to take charge of our narrative, to write our own story. We're no longer victims of circumstance, but architects of our destiny. In essence, the law of assumption is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's about assuming the best, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. It's about living in the now while aspiring for the next. It's about embracing the power of positive thinking and letting it guide our actions and decisions. The law of assumption can be a powerful tool for transformation. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned about the law of assumption. We've delved into the power of assumption and how it can shape our reality. We've understood that this law is not just a philosophical concept, but has a scientific backing as well, with our minds playing a crucial role in bringing about what we assume. We've also learned how to apply this law practically in our lives, By consciously choosing our assumptions, we can create a reality that aligns with our desires. We've seen the potential impact this law can have, not only on an individual level, but also on a collective level, influencing our relationships, our careers, and even the society we live in. In essence, the law of assumption tells us that we have more control over our lives than we might have previously thought. So, take charge, assume positively, and watch your reality transform. Remember, your reality is shaped by your beliefs and assumptions, so assume the best.